Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the wrap-up time at the World Cup 2015. We don't have our colleague here, our friend Gary Smith, this time for the wrap-up because he is going up there, right? What's going on, Joey?
Gary just landed. We got the plane coming in for the final round of formation skydiving right here. We got the French team and the Russians going to be loading this aircraft for their round 10, 25M. What do you think of this jump, Chris?
Round 10 was 25M. Oh yeah, it's cat compressed. Cat compressed what? What's 5?
I don't remember 5.
I watched them creep it too.
And then M is
double spiders. And 5 is the new crank. That's right. So cat compressed crank spiders. Cranks. It's not. I don't have a bunch of experience with it because it's new. I don't have any experience with it.
It's
but it's four big 360s, 4 360 pieces. So generally that's going to lend itself to being slower of all the 8-way blocks. But 20 is a quick block. And now that I remember watching some creeping, I think there's some memory in there. So it's a good jump. I don't think it's a jump where anyone's is going to pick up a bunch of points, but if you are, it's a pretty classic 8-way jump. It's got big moves. It's got the angles are going to be really critical, and I think the pace, the pace of the keys will really set the story.
Do we have the results? I've been at the team meetings all afternoon, but I know that Qatar and the Dutch team have a fight going on. They were 1 point when I left, and there's been a round since. Do you know the results, Kurt? We do not know the results of round 7. Well, I know that those two teams are neck and neck. We got coach and player coach competing. Gary's going to win no matter what. Gary's going to win no matter what. But yeah, they're fighting it out. And I know that the French team and Russia, pretty much that's settled out. French team has established their dominance and their history and their experience. And Russia's been rebuilding a pretty new team from what the guys I've seen. There's a few new guys
there's some new faces, and I think they're jumping with some new faces and some of their supporters and sponsors as well. I know that they have one new face in right, exactly.
They're doing something a little bit.
I think with the team, in a bit of a rebuilding phase, and there's nothing against anybody. There's really no competition for them here. The French are a bit much for them, and nobody else really is close. So it might be a chance to get some jumps for the guys that are behind the scenes. The guys behind the scenes that do all the work. Oh, there goes the last round of 8-way. Yeah, that's the French and Russians right there. And there across the airport, you can just see the maroon and white, or the burgundy and white of those the Qataris.
And this is Gary Smith up here.
That'll be Holland right
Schmitty's,
behind him.
He's in the blue. He's right there.
Yeah, he's got that.
Smitty. Yep. Up there. And one of those teams is your bronze medal holders, and Schmitty's either coach or player. Yeah. We'll see which.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for. I don't have a favorite. Everyone loves Gary Smith. Who doesn't? Find someone that doesn't like Gary Smith. Good luck. But I think it'll be great to see Qatar take that third place, because that's a project. The Dutch folks are great folks, and they've been skydiving a long time. But that Qatar project just started in the past 4 or 5 years, and they've started from nothing with guys with a few hundred jumps and guys that really knew nothing about formation skydiving. They've had a lot of coaching from the right people, and they've worked hard. It would be nice to see this be and maybe they're taking advantage of the fact that the U.S. team wasn't able to come for other reasons. So slip in there, get a medal, and validate that project a little bit. I think it will make them happy.
I was just talking to Hamadi, one of the guys, the captain of the team, and I coached him in Lake Wales when he had about 50 jumps. And they were spinning around building a Mika or accordion, just 3 guys spinning and 1 guy chasing. Looked like Masters of the Sky video, and that was just a few years ago. GB, go guys. And that was just a few years ago, and now these guys are competing for a medal in 8-way, and that's
at the highest level.
At the highest level, and I think that's great. Yeah. I want the best team to win. Whatever team builds the most points and grabs the grips in the right sequence and keys them, that's who I want to win.
Is that how this works?
Hey, what's the golden night coaching for 8-way? If you ain't got a grip, get one.
Right.
When you got one, key it, get another one.
Hoover taught me, if you get what you're going to get and hang on to it.
That makes it a bigger skydiving world, and that can only be good. Let's talk about the other events. Joey.
Well, the 4-way formation skydiving, that was pretty much wrapped up a couple days ago. The positions were pretty all the way to the top 5 spots. There were some great fights for the semifinals and finals. Atomics had a great meet from Germany. 13 average a year ago. Luke Verstappen's been coaching them, and they've really put in the time and the money and the talent. They got some of that triangle. They've been putting it together. They did a 15 something here, 16, I don't know, but they did great to get in the finals. And the Final Fire, the Austrians, those guys have been around a long time, but they were nipping at our tails, and they pulled in that 6th spot. Super proud of my team formula for getting 5th. French B team.
20 training jumps average for the Austrians
20 training
over the years.
Average? Yeah.
No, per year.
Well, it's probably more than that. I mean,
in the early years they train more, but now they're just good.
Yeah. Now they're just for fun, but those guys have been around a long time. Yeah, they've been
Early years.
Those guys have been around.
Okay, let's talk about early years.
Kurt, you realize that your early years were a little earlier than the rest of us, right?
Those guys are
No comment.
very experienced, very seasoned competitors. I've seen them at international competitions for years, and they're doing really good. I mean, obviously, if they want to train more, they can train more. It's And then the French B team, I mean, they did some really great rounds at the end of that meet. I mean, we were nipping on their heels. We thought we could try to stay close, but we were wrong. But they. Last 5 rounds of that meet, I think they tied their A team or beat them on 2 rounds. They've really shown promise. Then you got Matou in there. He's superhero, skydiver man. So, and then the French team looked good first time out. I know they've had some injuries. The Black Cat that Russia always puts together a team. They got the talent and skill. And then Hayabusa is separating themselves. And right now they're the best team on the planet by far. Until we see something from airspeed.
We see something from airspeed, right?
Yeah, but if you ain't here, then you ain't the best.
I agree. I fully agree.
You might, as far as airspeed, they ain't here. Damn. Wow. Female category, did you follow any of that?
I did follow it. It was interesting to watch. Obviously the French girls are the reigning world champions in the female category. I know they were looking forward to a good battle with the Golden Knight girls, and as I'm sure Danielle and AJ and Jen and Laura were equally excited about it. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. But what we got to see was a good battle between Australia and Russia. Infrared band from Russia, and Bellatrix from Australia, I believe from Queensland, Toogs. And oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, thanks Dale Findlay for the hat. And that went back and forth. They were, I think it was 1 point. It was a 1 point difference going. Russia had 1 point going into round 10. Australia put together a great round. They actually had a little fun with their coach, Steve Hamilton, who went to meet them at the landing area. And they played the old sullen face. We funneled the exit game with them for a couple of seconds and then told them no. They had a good jump. I believe that they came in at 13, finished with 13 points and 14, which was the close of the 5 was just on the timeline. Heartbreaker. Yeah, heartbreaker. And then Russia managed to stick with the 14. And so they ended up winning, Russia got 14, and so they ended up winning, taking second place by 2 points. But it was a good battle in the form of the women's category, the female category, which was once a bit contested by some people, is clearly, after all these years, is here to stay. It's growing the sport, and that's, obviously that's a good thing. Like you said, it makes the skydiving world bigger, and that's always a good thing. Well, it's always fun to do with an interview with an aircraft. Don't they know what we're talking here? Come on, guys.
You know who we think we are?
What the hell?
No, I have a good microphone now, so it actually works fine. Don't worry about it. In all fairness, as a female event, I want to mention too that the team from Poland, No Mercy, they were actually in the mix with Russia and Bellatrix. But they got busted so many times because they had a new videographer.
I did see some back flying, and I thought, man, is that black magic going on up there? And then someone said, no, the camera guy slipped a little bit. Slipped. Slippery up there.
So that's just really bad luck, and hopefully, we'll see them soon again, and then they can re-hit.
I'm sure they'll be back. Poland's got a wind tunnel now. Shit, everybody's got a wind tunnel now, but Poland's got a wind tunnel now. They've got some support, and I know they've got Fleming coaching them from the second team in Denmark. So he's got some experience behind him, and I'm sure we're going to see them back. And I mean, the female category, I'm all about the female category, but they're also competing with the open category. Right. But that doesn't mean that they should be in the open category. It's female category.
The great thing about the female category is not because a woman can or can't skydive better than a guy. Clearly, that Lisa Ahn, Dawn English, Eliana Rodriguez, that myth was destroyed years ago. what's great about the category is the way it grows the sport, and just like the Sisters in Skydiving program that the USPA has, that grows the sport through sorority, and that's what the female four-way category does for formation skydiving. It grows the sport through sorority.
And it's great. I mean, Chris talked about the Gold Knights, and it's really disappointing they're not here. But the big Army's got some issues they need to take care of with some accidents that have happened, and it's understandable. They want to be here. They're gagging to be here. They're suffering right now that we're not here, and we can't wait to see them at. They're going to be in Dubai, right, Talbert?
That's the plan. I mean, I don't have any official source for information, but as I understand it, it's only going to be another week, maybe a couple weeks. Right now, they've got their job to do. So the Nationals are coming. Dubai is coming. There will be more battles between the French and the GKF4 for us to watch and enjoy. Yeah, it's going to be good.
I can't wait to see what the Golden Knights bring. Yeah. I know how hard they train and how much they want to be here. But we'll see them when the big Army gets it sorted out.
And that wraps it up for the World Cup 2015. We are saying goodbye to Turge, who were a wonderful host, with wonderful weather overall at the end now.
Overall.
And all great drop zone, great host.
All events completed.
It's been wet for days, but
But look at the grass. It grows by itself. No watering necessary, no pesticides necessary. It's just beautiful grass.
Beautiful here.
Thank you very much, Kurt.
Well, thank you guys.
Thanks, Kirk. Great job.
Have a good trip back home, and we'll see
I'll see you in the morning when I take you to the train station.
Okay.